Have you ever wondered about the mysteries and surprising findings that humanity continues to discover on our planet and beyond? From ancient space technologies to scientific tools of the past, to mystical rituals and remains of lost civilizations, these stories transport us to times and places where the extraordinary becomes reality. Join us on this journey through astonishing discoveries and fascinating enigmas that challenge our understanding and awaken our curiosity. Number 1. Fragments of space technology. Avi Loeb, a professor at Harvard University, confirmed the discovery of fragments of a technology that does not belong to planet Earth in a meteorite that fell in 2014 off the coast of New Guinea. Fragments of the meteorite were taken to laboratories for study, and Loeb and a team of researchers subsequently headed to the impact site in search of more fragments. There they found 10 metallic spheres coated in gold and blue. Analysis showed that these spheres are composed of 84% iron, 80% silicon, 4% magnesium, and 2% titanium. According to NASA, this mixture is stronger than any space object previously found. In addition, the meteorite, before falling, was moving at a speed of 60 kilometers per second, being 95% faster than any other space object in the solar system. This discovery offers scientists a different perspective on objects that can reach our planet from outside the solar system. According to researchers, these spheres could be part of advanced technology belonging to extraterrestrial civilizations that could be discovered in the future. Number 2. The Zombie Tomb. An ancient grave was recently discovered in a rural area of Germany. According to scientists, the tomb dates back to the Bronze Age, and inside the remains of a man were found with a large stone 1 meter long and 50 centimeters wide placed on his leg after being buried. According to historians, the ancient inhabitants of the region believed that the dead could come back to life at any time, like zombies. Therefore, they placed stones on their legs to prevent them from getting up. Analysis of the remains indicated that the man died at an age of between 40 and 60 years, possibly due to a serious illness, since no signs of murder were found. Historians also point out that stones were not the only method to prevent the dead from rising from their graves, as other techniques were used, such as fixing the skull with a stake. Number 3. Stone with mysterious symbols. Geography teacher Graham Sturdy was cleaning the garden of his Coventry home when he found a strange stone with incomprehensible inscriptions. After sending a photo of the stone to an archaeologist, it was determined that the stone is over 1,600 years old, confirmed by inscriptions depicting the ancient Irish language written in the Ogham system. This system consists of carving parallel lines in rocks and wood. The stone is a rare archaeological gem that dates back to before the appearance of paper manuscripts and modern languages, as Catherine Forrest, a professor at the University of Glasgow, also confirmed. The stone measures 11 centimeters and weighs 199 grams, with inscriptions on 3 of its sides. Although scientists cannot yet fully understand what is engraved on the stone, they have deciphered part of the inscriptions, which mention a person called Mael Dánach on one side, and a place on the other. The rest of the inscriptions remain a mystery. Number 4. In 2016, researchers using advanced particle physics techniques discovered a mysterious void in Egypt's iconic Great Pyramid of Giza. They used muon radiography, something quite similar to taking an X-ray. These particles, which come from cosmic rays that impact the Earth's atmosphere, can penetrate solid materials such as the stones of the pyramid. By measuring where more particles, known as muons, pass, scientists can detect voids or areas of lower density within the structure. This is how they found a corridor-shaped hole in the pyramid, which measured approximately 98 feet and had a gallery of similar cross-section to the narrow corridor that leads to the king's chamber. The purpose of this hallway is still a mystery. It could be a structural feature, like other voids in the pyramid that were built to redistribute its enormous weight, or it could be something else entirely. Speculation is part of the excitement. Number 5. In the 1960s, researchers at the University of Chicago and Istanbul University discovered Göbekli Tepe, but instead of being studied, it was widely ignored. Needless to say, this turned out to be a big mistake. It was only in 1994 when excavations began thanks to the German archaeologist Klaus Schmidt. This marked the beginning of Göbekli Tepe, a structure that could be the world's first temple. This site seems insignificant like another hill in southeastern Turkey, but it is actually a man-made structure older than Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids, which date back 11,600 years. Before this study and excavation of Göbekli Tepe, we believe that humans started out as hunter-gatherers, that we depended on hunting and gathering, and then we learned to farm, settle, build communities, and as those communities grew, they built temples and monuments. However, the discovery of this ancient temple changes the narrative. At a time when something as simple as agriculture was not yet established, the construction of Göbekli Tepe comes as a surprise. Why did people at that time bother creating a massive complex with stone pillars over 20 feet tall and weighing up to 10 tons? What is the importance of this place? Also, how did they do it without written records from that time? We have no way of answering these questions. A ceremonial site? A simple place to meet other hunters? The truth behind Göbekli Tepe could change the history of humanity. Number 6. Nestled in the rugged terrain of Siberia's Altai Mountains is Denisova Cave. These caverns may not look like much from the outside, but they are one of the most significant places in the world. It was in 2008 when researchers discovered how amazing these caverns are. You see, deep in these caves, scientists unearthed a small fragment of a finger bone. It may not seem like much, but subsequent DNA analysis revealed that he belonged to a previously unknown group of ancient humans, later called the Denisovans after the cave. Why is this discovery so innovative? Well, it introduced us to a whole new chapter of the human family tree. Before this, we knew our Homo sapiens ancestors and our close cousins the Neanderthals. However, the Denisovans showed us that our ancestral line was much more complex than we initially thought. Genetic evidence suggests that Homo sapiens, Neanderthals, and Denisovans not only coexisted, but also interbred. That's right, the DNA of modern humans from certain parts of the world contains fragments inherited from the Denisovans. But the Denisova cave has more secrets to reveal. Along with Denisovan remains, scientists have found artifacts and evidence of habitation by both Neanderthals and Homo sapiens. But perhaps the most astonishing find is a bracelet made of green chloride, estimated to be about 40,000 years old. This bracelet shows signs of advanced tool use in an aesthetic sense, challenging our assumptions about the technological and cultural capabilities of ancient humans. Every artifact, every bone fragment discovered in this cave reveals something new about human history. Now, who knows what other secrets lie hidden within these caverns? Number 7. In 1938, archaeologists discovered something incredibly out of place while excavating near Baghdad. Rock batteries dating back more than 2,000 years. However, this battery is nothing like the ones we use today. It is a small clay jar that at first glance doesn't look like much, but inside it contains a copper cylinder that encloses an iron bar. This artifact, dating to the Parthian period around 250 BC to 224 AD, it is known as the Baghdad Battery. This artifact has captured the attention of historians and archaeologists for good reason. After all, if the Baghdad Battery is indeed a battery, it would mean that ancient civilizations may have had a rudimentary understanding of electricity long before modern discovery and use of electrical energy. The researchers found that by using an acidic or alkaline substance like vinegar or lemon juice, they could theoretically produce an electrical current from the combination of materials in the Baghdad battery, similar to a simple galvanic cell. Let's say this jar was not intended to be a battery. What could be its possible use? Some have speculated that it could have been used for electroplating, giving a thin layer of gold or silver to other metals, a technique known as gilding. Others, however, suggest that it could have had a ceremonial or medicinal purpose, perhaps used to relieve pain in a similar way to how we use electrical stimulation in medicine today. Unfortunately for us, its mystery remains. Number 8. Around 10,070 of these ancient swords have been found scattered throughout Europe, from Scandinavia to the banks of the Volga River. Despite looking ordinary, they are famous for being the best swords ever created. Known as Ulfbert swords, these weapons that can be traced back to the Viking Age are shrouded in mystery. We know that these swords were made of crucible steel, a material with high carbon content. Their material and the way they were forged were centuries ahead of their time in Europe, with a quality not seen again until the Industrial Revolution. But how did these Viking Age blacksmiths come to have such advanced metallurgical knowledge? Archaeologists believe that the secret of these swords lies in trade routes that extended far beyond the Viking homelands, possibly reaching as far as the Middle East or South Asia, where the technique to create such steel was already known. The high carbon content in the steel of Ulfbert swords has made them exceptionally strong and flexible compared to other swords of the time, capable of being sharp and resilient in battle. Another strange thing about these swords is their inscription, which roughly reads Ulfbert, hence their name. It suggests a single manufacturer or possibly a workshop marked with this name. However, variations in the quality and authenticity of the swords found with this inscription suggest that while some were genuine, others were imitations. Number 9. Pig-to-human organ transplant. In January 2022, at the University of Maryland, surgeons performed the first successful pig-to-human organ transplant in a living patient. This is significant because there are more than 100,000 people waiting for an organ transplant in the United States alone. Scientists are testing xenotransplantation, transplanting organs from other species into humans, as an alternative. Although it was the second attempt recorded, the result was impressive. Lawrence Fate, 58, was the test patient and, after receiving the heart from a genetically modified pig, he miraculously recovered for about 6 weeks before showing signs of organ rejection and dying. Although his time after transplant was short, his story has inspired more research and hopes of saving lives by genetically modifying donor animals. Number 10. The oldest dinosaur in Africa. In 2017, scientists found the remains of a unique dinosaur, called Osaurus Rhea, in the Zambezi Valley. This small dinosaur, just 1 meter tall, lived about 230 million years ago in what is now Zimbabwe. Although they were unable to identify its species at the time, they later recognized it as part of the Sauroid species. The skeleton, dated to more than 200 million years ago, became the oldest dinosaur fossil in Africa. Today, the almost complete skeleton rests in a museum in Bulawayo, Zimbabwe, being one of the strangest recent finds. But it's not the strangest on the list. Number 11. The most complete baby woolly mammoth. In 2022, miners in Klondike, Canada, found the well-preserved remains of a baby woolly mammoth. Paleontologist Grant Sezula and his team made this astonishing discovery while digging in the permafrost in Yukon, Canada. When they found it, the creature still had skin and looked like it had recently died. It is a female that is estimated to have died about 30,000 years ago, in the middle of the Ice Age, when mammoths lived alongside other animals such as wild horses and giant bison. The mammoth, called Nunchoa by the indigenous people, was only a month old when she died, probably getting stuck in the mud. This find is the most complete mummified woolly mammoth found in the northern African region, and could help better understand these extinct animals. Number 12. Microplastics in human blood. Plastic pollution is a major threat to our planet, and it has now been discovered that microplastics are also in human blood, possibly causing harm to the body. These tiny particles can travel through the body and even become trapped in organs. Although the full health implications are not yet known, it is known that microplastics can damage human cells. These contaminants enter our system through food, water, and air. Tests on blood samples from healthy people revealed that at least 17 out of 22 had plastic particles, mainly from bottles and food packaging. Microplastics were even found in babies. Fortunately, this discovery has motivated action to address the problem and hopefully clean up our planet for future generations. Number 13. The largest animal that has ever existed. Researchers discovered in southern Peru in 2023 remains of huge vertebrae and ribs believed to belong to an extinct whale called Paracetus colossus. It is estimated that this whale weighed up to 340 metric tons, much more than a loaded Boeing 747 airliner. This new record surpasses blue whales, which were known as the heaviest animals. However, some scientists question whether it really weighed that much, since fossils cannot accurately predict the overall size of the animal. We hope that one day a complete skeleton will be found to better understand this amazing creature. Number 14. The deepest image of the universe. Thanks to the James Webb Space Telescope, the most advanced of all, in 2022 we will be able to obtain the most detailed and deep image of the universe so far. This telescope has the unique ability to detect objects that are 100 times fainter than those that can be observed by other telescopes. The image, known as Webb's first space field, takes us millions of years into the past, when the universe was in its early stages of formation. In it, we can see galaxies in the process of creation and the first stars that ever twinkled in the cosmos. This amazing achievement generated a great impact online, provoking discussions and questions that invite us to reflect on the deepest mysteries of our universe. This visual journey allows us to explore the earliest moments of the universe, and imaginations soar as we consider the possibilities of even more exciting discoveries we could make with future, larger, more powerful telescopes. Number 15. Synthetic human embryo created in 2023 by a team of scientists from the United States and the United Kingdom. They used stem cells to develop 3 layers of tissue, although the embryo lacks typical features such as a beating heart or a functional brain. Professor Magdalena Zernicka, an expert in biology and biological engineering, highlights that it is a model, not a complete human embryo. Despite being in the initial stages, this advance suggests new possibilities in medicine, such as the cure of diseases, extension of life expectancy, and reversal of aging. A new era in medical science is on the horizon, although future implications, such as growing humans in laboratories, remain to be seen.